Hello, this is Jason from Where'd the Time Go? And starting a new series today. It's called Jason Plays, or Jay Plays, what have you. And today I'm playing Braveland. The point of this series is to go out and kind of find a smaller, lesser known game, mostly independent indie game that doesn't have a lot of media. Today, like I said, we're playing Braveland. This is a game that was released on March 17th of this year. It was on Steam, and you can pretty much get it on anything you want. Windows, Mac, Linux. It's also available on iPhones and Android store. So, and when you see the game you play, it's very obvious this could be very easily adapted to the mobile platform. It's published by Tortuga Team. It looks like, from what I found, is a Russian developer based up of a couple of team members who've been developing games for a number of years. So they're still the development team itself. The name is relatively new, but the people working for the company are old vets, it sounds like. And let's open it up. I have played this game for a little bit. I'm already level 5 with 589 coins. We're going to play. So it's a very Braveland. It's a turn-based game, and with RPG elements, you level up. You have different attacks. So we'll look at this is your main character, your avatar, and he's out on a quest to. It started out with his village was attacked by brigands and those nature, and you went to go out and fight them, and you did. Congrats. And now you're off to go find some wizard, because he's calling the shots, apparently. And in the screen, this is your item screen. You can get items. Like I have a hat that gives you +1 defense, and you can sell it right on the spot, too. You don't need to be at the store. At a store. And I have a cloak with a +1 defense, +1 knowledge. And then a bow that gives a bonus to my archers. And then in your squad, right now I have just as many squad members as I can fill onto my field. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 types of classes out on the field. And right now I have a basic peasant, normal first character get who just is able to attack short range, and I have a basic archer who can attack anywhere on the field. A tracker, who's kind of like your ranger class. He holds 2 swords and has a one little minor longer range attack. Then you have your swordsman, who's your basic, like kind of almost tank, low movement but high attack. And you have your basic mage. Right here you can tell us what level each of your characters are on, like their rating, and kind of when you're facing an enemy, be the difficulty. And in this case, it just kind of tells you the overall strength. So we click on that. You have Peasant, ordinary farm boy, armed with a pitchfork. He has no special abilities. His attack is between 3 and 6. Health is 30. No bonus to normal defense. No bonus to magic defense. Movement speed of 3 and initiative 4. Initiative, if you're familiar with that term, or if you're not familiar with that term, it's basically your ranking versus other people and when you move and when you can move. If you have a higher initiative, you get to move first or sooner. Lower initiative, you move farther down the ranks. So here we see the footman. He's a strong warrior, skillfully wielding a sword. He has a higher attack from 18 to 22, a much higher HP of 135. He has a 20% standard defense, and then a 10% magical defense, and a higher initiative, and same movement speed. He doesn't move very far. Right here, you'll see this is where an ability would be. If you unlock it, you usually unlock it through purchasing, or you find it. You can, in other ways like that. And I'll show you one ability, our archers. Show you what that is. And see, here's an ability slot, and he has a shot of fury, an enhanced magic shot that causes increased damage to the enemy. It's a stronger basic attack that he has, so it's pretty nice. Right now we're in the overworld, and in that, what that means is you can just click and you'll move to wherever you click to on the predetermined path. Up here would be a shop. I don't think I have enough coins to purchase anything, but let's see what we have. Then the shop opens up. Oh, and I can buy a helmet. And that gives you a +2 defense. I'm probably going to buy that because my straw hat only gives me 1. So you go up here, click that. You go, oh, I'm going to equip that, and I'm just going to sell that because I have no use for the straw hat. And there we go. Let's go into a battle. I'll show you how that looks. So click a battle. Anything with cross swords over them signifies that's an enemy, and you can fight. And depending, you can tell from the difficulty if it's a green cross, like a green swords, or a swords that are crossed with a green outline, it's going to be a very easy fight. And in this case up here, we'll see a 2 cross swords with a yellow outlining, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. The other one was a small skull, so it's even more difficult than like 2 big cutlasses with a glowing red skull. That's going to signify like a boss fight. So we'll do a little fight here. And then this is how the story plays out. The darn swordsmen, they can't hide in their tower forever. And it's text-based, very straightforward in that regard. And you just click to get through it. And these must be their pals, blah, 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 blah. It's usually kind of like an introduction to why you're fighting, who you're fighting. And then you go from there. So when the screen opens up, this is your field. It's a hexagonal battlefield, and you just move. So it picks whoever moves first. Usually my tracker's going to move first. So what I like doing is the darker shaded areas is where you can move and then do an action. If you go out to the light blue shaded areas, that's going to be your entire turn. So what I'll do is I'll move up. If I can't attack right away, I'll move up to the furthest dark blue, and I'll click either wait, which you just sit there and wait, and your power, if you used it, has a tendency to recharge faster, or stand in like a defensive position. So that's what I've just done. And I'll do the same thing. Well, with the swordsman, because he's kind of heavier, and I don't see too many people who can attack right away, I like to just push him all the way due to his decreased movement. But the peasant, though, with his grossly decreased defense, I'll move him and then make sure he's nice and defended. And you see a number underneath every character here. You have an 11 under my peasant, 10 under my archer, 8 under my mage. What that basically is, it's your squad and the number of people in that squad. In actuality, it's basically the number of health bars you have. So for my mage, I have 8 health bars. For my archer, I have 10 health bars. And the enemy, he has 7, 5, 5, and 7. So, and because of my archer, I can attack anywhere on the field. I'm going to use my special ability, because there's really, at this point, it's not a very hard fight, to conserve power. This recharges over time. There's no penalty in using it. So there's only a strategic penalty in not using it. So I'll click that. And for what I like to do, I'll click whoever has the lowest HP to get rid of them quicker. Because I haven't found a her enemy attacks with any less HP damage. Yeah, that might change as we fight new enemies and stuff like that. Right now, if it's just a normal amount of enemies, or normal type of enemies, I'll just attack whoever has the lowest HP. Though, if it's a boss fight, or it's a more strong enemy, I like to focus on that to get rid of them, so they're not just steamrolling through my squad. Because I'm still fairly low level. So there's the power attack. I did that damage, and damage shows up. Everyone moves. He attacks, because his archers can also attack from anywhere. Now it's a mage turn. Mage, she has a healing ability, and the number underneath her ability shows how many times she can heal. That's kind of like a classic, almost D&D sort of move, for you can only use that magic so much per battle, for example. But I do have a basic attack for the mage. I can attack anywhere on the field. So I'll attack this hammer guy again with a magic ability and does 21 damage. And now my tracker, he has great movement speed, so he can go right up there. But I'll also show you his special ability. I'm going to move right here. And his special ability, you can throw his knife. And it's just 2 spaces out from him, but not right adjacent to him. So there we go. Bam. Does a nice little hit. Now my soldier, he can't attack anyone yet, so I'm just going to move him forward. My peasant also can't attack anyone, so I'm going to actually move him down here. Hopefully confuse the computer a bit to who to pick. Once again, I'll do that. The game is pretty, it's a pretty straightforward game at the moment. I'm only on the second overworld part of the map. But right now it's a straightforward strategy. You can get your bonuses that you find in the overworld. And then you just attack. I have yet to find anything other. If you attack from behind, it does seem to do more damage. And I'll try and display that here. We'll go behind. See if I can attack. We'll go behind the archer. Basic attack, that's 58. And I'll try to go in front of him, see if it's any different. Well, we'll use the swordsman for relative judgment. He does 39. So it is a bit more attack if you go from behind. And that's true for the enemy when they attack your person as well. I noticed that you do get a bigger hit to your HP. But then in that case, my peasant just did 52 on him. So do with that as you may. And the battle screen's pretty basic. There's not much going on. You have question mark if you need any help. You can run away and adjust the settings as you want. Down here, once everyone's attacking, down here is a special ability. You have this amulet. And as you progress, you unlock certain powers for it. Right now I've unlocked 2, a fire arrow and an acceleration. Fire arrow, as you can imagine, is pretty basic. It inflicts magic damage to the target. And it's kind of like this magical arrow that comes down from the heavens. In acceleration, you pick a squad member and they increases their movement for 1 round. So that's good to use if you need to move your archer, which I use it for. Get out of there, or get your tracker in a good attack form. So right now I'm going to use the fire arrow, and I'm going to use it on the already injured dude. It comes down to 35. It's not a very powerful attack, but it's just the first one I unlocked, to be fair. I'm just going to wipe him out, almost, and he just don't die. A tracker can probably kill him. So that's what we're going to do. Come up from behind, bam, right there. And that's kind of how this game progresses. You just pick battles, use your abilities, stuff like that. It's a fun game. What I like about it is very resource light. I have a very low-end laptop that I'm using. This game boots up in no time flat. Starts running, you can start playing real quick. And that's fun if I'm waiting for a couple of my friends like Jeff or Dave or Heather to play a game, and we'll start recording online. And I don't want to boot up anything else. Like booting up Civ 5 on my laptop takes a good 10 minutes for it to load. Booting up this takes a couple seconds. So you can do a quick battle, maybe a battle or two, level up your guys. And then from there, or you can even play for a couple hours or two. It's a fun little distraction. I think it's very Tortuga team did a great job making this little RPG. Right now it is very basic. I don't know if it's more later levels increase the difficulty. There is one boss fight, and I'll show you, that is actually kind of difficult. In the simple fact they're overwhelming me in pure numbers, which is always fun. So we'll get through this fight, and I'll show you the end screen. And yeah, no, we're going to finish off that archer. And the avatar characters, they're pretty, I don't want to say basic, but they're straightforward. They all got generally angry faces, if they're more, except for my peasant and my tracker. They seem very happy guys. Look how joyful he is stabbing that with that great smile. The archer is perpetually angry, along with my swordsman. The mage, to be perfectly honest, looks a little dumb. Look at this, her eyes are just spaced out, just chilling. Which I guess is par for a course for your magic users. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They can produce lightning from their hands. Archer, though, is all serious business. And there you go. 1. Then you get the victory screen. And you have your basic experience. You gain a plus 644. You got a reward of 314 gold. And now this is kind of a cool little addition. You do heal up any lost health bars, aka squad members, at the end of every battle, but it does cost you gold. So when you look at the enemies I killed 10 hammer guys, 14 archers, and I won a 370 trophies coins. But to re-heal my lost squad members, that cost me 56 coins. So it takes away from what I won, giving me a net of 314 gold. It is a nifty little feature. I do like that. So you're not perpetually trying to increase your army for lost units, because you can buy more squad members, but buying them at shops or at camps or taverns, they are expensive. Like a peasant's 50 coins. Tracker, I think, was 90. And I'll show you that. So